Do you know how Shericka Jackson and Abby Steiner broke the record on June 26 for the year's fastest women's 200-meter time of 2022? Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how Shericka Jackson and Abby Steiner broke the records on the 26th of June. In only a matter of hours, the record for the year's fastest women's 200 meters time of 2022 was broken not once but twice. In fact, the second time created a record of being the third fastest time in all of history. So let's look at how these women sent shockwaves throughout the globe. Let's get a bit of background. So it's been a crazy time in the world of athletics. In fact, June of 2022 will probably be remembered for a long time. For now, the women's 200 meters has always been dominated by major athletes, including the Jamaican duo of Elaine Thompson Hera, Shannon, and Fraser Pryce. However, this time, two well-known athletes bring theirs to the competition and break the world record twice in a matter of hours. So who were the incredible runners? Abby from the United States won the US trials in 10.77 seconds, shaving 0.03 of a second off a world lead time. Now that's an impressive move. Just a few hours later, about 3,000 miles away in Jamaica, Olympic 100-meter bronze medalist Shericka Jackson had won her trial and secured a place in July's World Athletics Championships with the third fastest time in all of history. 21.55 seconds, these are some women we should never forget. Even though Steiner's performance was no surprise to the fans who follow athletics quite closely, her manner of victory was still more than enough to prove that she is in top form to head into the World of Athletic Championships. The dates for this championship are between July 15 and July 24. Abby Steiner was unable to participate in last year's Olympic trials and was out of the reckoning for Tokyo 2020 due to an Achilles injury that had left her unable to compete. However, there was still hope for the runner this time around. This season has seen the 22-year-old deliver on her intense potential. Steiner was able to set the world's fastest time of 21.80 seconds in mid-June in a collegiate championship race where she broke the NCAA record. That's pretty impressive for an athlete recovering from an injury. In June alone, Abby Steiner managed to prove herself again and again in the semi-finals of the US trials that took place in June. Steiner was once again able to show her record-breaking run was no big feat as she was comfortable in her win. And she is thrilled by the idea of testing her wits against the Jamaican team at the World Athletics Championships. Steiner said that she was really excited. When she was asked about the prospect of taking on the women in green and gold, she is excited to be on the world stage for the first time and to be able to represent her country across the world. She reflects that it feels really special to her. Just a couple of hours after Steiner's record, one of the upcoming competitors from Jamaica broke the US athlete's world lead time and set the third fastest 200-meter mark in history. "I'm really excited," she said when asked about the prospect of taking on the women in green and gold. "I'm excited to be on the world stage for the first time and be able to represent my country. It's really special." Just hours later, one of those Jamaicans Steiner will face in Eugene broke the US athlete's world lead time and set the third fastest 200-meter mark in history. So, whose legacy did Shericka Jackson leave? It's fair to say that two main names were on everyone's mind and lips in the lead-up to the Jamaican National Athletics Trials that took place in mid-June in Kingston. So who were these two athletes? The back-to-back Olympic 100 and 200-meter champion Thompson Hera and three-time Olympic gold medalist Fraser Pryce. So, how long did this last? Not long. By the end of the trials, everyone in the area had heard of the 27-year-old Olympic 100-meter bronze medalist Jackson, who had fired herself into the public consciousness by winning both the 100-meter and the 200-meter races. Why was this such a shock to everyone? Not only did Jackson create a reputation for herself, she also sent shockwaves around her because of the manner of her victories. Jackson's time of 21.55 seconds in the 200 meters was not only the new fastest of the year, eclipsing Steiner's earlier that day run, but it was also the third fastest time ever performed by a female athlete. A self-proclaimed very slow runner as a child. For those who believe natural talent trumps everything else in life, Jackson has a lesson for you. She didn't become an Olympic champion through the skill and speed she was born with. In fact, during her school sports days, she never even made it to the podium. When I was in primary school, I was very slow. I never won anything or came in the top 3 before. At sports day, I was very slow. she told Jamaican TV presenter Yandy Phillips. It took until the last year of secondary school for Jackson to truly set her mind on being a track athlete, inspired by her sick coach who had always encouraged her to run the 400 meters. "In my last year of high school, I wanted to win the 400, she explained. "I ran 200, but I wanted to win the 400 because I think her coach, wanted that. So I paid close attention and started working hard. So that's when I started realizing that I'm good at 400, that I need to focus on the 4 despite hating the training." It took until the last year of secondary school for Jackson to truly set her mind on being a track athlete, inspired by her sick coach who had always encouraged her to run the 400 meters. Jackson began to develop as an athlete, and after qualifying for her first major championships in 2014, she headed to the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. However, Jackson was injured prior to the Games and was unable to compete. She even began to consider her future in the sport. "I was really disappointed because I trained so hard and I wanted to do so well, but I never even got to touch the track," she remembered. "I started to question why I worked so hard and still ended up empty-handed. And I was like, I just don't want to continue." However, with the help of friends and family, Jackson got back to training. And just a year later, she had won her first major championship medals minus 400 meter bronze and 4x400 meter gold at the 2015 World Athletics Championships in Beijing. As unlikely as it may seem for one of the best short-distance runners in the business, Jackson professes to actually not enjoy short-distance running at all. "I don't like sprinting," she said. "I will sprint, but I don't like it. It's so difficult. I tell people every day that I admire sprinters because I feel so much pain when I sprint." In fact, at the end of last year, the runner who has run sub 50 seconds in the 400, sub 22 seconds in the 200, and sub 11 seconds in the 100 claimed that she doesn't even consider herself a sprinter. Legacies and legends. First, Florence Griffith Joyner holds the title of the fastest female record in the 200 meters with a time of 21.34 seconds, set all the way back in 1988. Second on the list is fellow Jamaican and Olympic legend Thompson Hera, who set the record of 21.53 seconds at the Olympic Games in Tokyo 2020. So how did Jackson feel about being able to add her name to that honor roll after a blistering run saw her beat both Thompson Hera, who came in second in 22.06 seconds, and Fraser Pryce, who came in third with a time of 22.14 seconds. Still, all 3 of these athletes have earned the right to represent their country at the World Athletics Championships. She claimed after her run that she was shocked at her time. She was never expecting that she could actually run that fast. She knew that she had unique talent and ability in her legs, but she was honestly just grateful to be able to run that fast. Both athletes, Jackson and Steiner, have now exceeded all expectations as athletics fans around the world prepare to watch the World Athletics Championships in July. That's it for this video. What do you think of Shericka Jackson and Abby Steiner's new records? Let us know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like it. See you in the next video.